Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Don from 1A Auto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And the next time you need a part for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace an outer tie rod on this 2000 Nissan Altima. And it's the same part and process on these vehicles from 96 to 2001. And we show you on the passenger side, but it's the same procedure on the driver's side. And the items you'll need for this is a new outer tie rod from 1AAuto.com, a 7mm, 18mm, 20mm, and 21mm sockets and ratchet, 19mm wrench, tape measure, pliers, grease gun, a torque wrench, and jack and jack stands. And before we show you this procedure, Don's going to show you how you can diagnose whether or not you need to replace your outer tie rod.
Here we're going to show you how to diagnose a worn outer tie rod. This vehicle actually has one. What you're going to want to do is get your car up on jack and jack stands, and once it's safely supported, you're going to grab your wheel on both sides and do quick back and forth, and you can hear there's just a little bit of a thud here, and there's some looseness, so you can feel that the tire is moving back and forth, but everything it's connected to is not. Now we're going to show you a close-up. So we're going to keep going back and forth here, and you can see just ever so slightly that the spindle and wheel assembly is moving, but the tie rod is not. And if you even put your hand on it, you can feel that there's a click. So this needs to be replaced.
So the first thing you're going to need to do is remove your wheel cover. And those are 21mm. And then your lug nuts are going to be 20mm lug nuts. And just go ahead and remove all those. And if you don't have air-powered tools, then you're going to need to loosen the lug nuts up while the vehicle's on the ground, raise the vehicle, and remove the lug nuts the rest of the way. And once those are removed, you can pull your wheel right off. Now, using a tape measure, you want to measure from that boot on your inner tie rod to a specific point on your outer tie rod, and remember that length. And then using a 19mm wrench, loosen up the nut in between the inner and outer tie rods. And then use pliers to remove this cotter pin. Just bend it and pull it out. And then remove this 18mm castle nut. Next, you want to just hit with a hammer on the knuckle here to loosen up the outer tie rod. And then you can just lift it up and out. And then you just want to twist the outer tie rod until it comes off the inner tie rod. On the left is the old outer tie rod. On the right is the new one from 1A Auto. You can see they're identical, same length, same shape, and they'll mount and work exactly the same. Now twist in the grease fitting and just tighten it up. It's 7mm. And twist your new outer tie rod into place. And then lift it up and put it down into the knuckle. And replace that castle nut. And then you want to tighten it, but make sure that the hole lines up so you can get your cotter pin through. And then push your cotter pin in. And use pliers to make the ends of it go in opposite directions to hold it into place. Use your 19mm wrench to tighten up that nut. And then use your tape measure to measure and make sure that it's the right length. And you can see that ours is. If it wasn't, then you would want to loosen that back up and twist it back further. And once you have it all set, use your grease gun on the grease fitting to just fill it up. And we'll fast forward as Dawn just replaces the wheel and the lug nuts. And you want to tighten them preliminarily, then lower the vehicle and tighten them the rest of the way. And then you want to torque these bolts in a crossing pattern to 100 foot-pounds. And just replace your wheel cover. And you're all set.
We hope this video helps you out. Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free, 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.